Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for tuning in to the Not Yet Famous podcast based out of Charlotte, North Carolina. I am your host, Jeff Motzinger, along with my co-host.
It's your boy Craig. This is for sure. Don't matter what you call me, as long as you call me by my name and we good.
And of course, in the hot seat tonight, the one, the only, Sauceman Bellafonte.
Yo, what's
Yo,
going on? What's
Welcome,
going
welcome,
on?
welcome to the Not Yet Famous podcast.
Appreciate that.
So, of course, we were playing a little snippet of your song as we went in, but we're going to get back into that song and the entirety. Real quick housekeeping. If you have not done so already and you want to be a guest on the podcast, you want to advertise on the podcast, or submit your music, make sure you do that to notyetfamous at torrenzobrands.com. And, of course, make sure you follow, like, and subscribe. All that information is in the description of this podcast. And, of course, if you're watching, make sure you share it to your friends. Let's get it started. What tell us about yourself? Obviously, there's people out there watching that may not know you.
Yeah.
We know you, but
we definitely
they
know
may
you.
not know
This
you.
is-
So tell them about yourself.
got years.
Hey man, Sauceman Bellafonte, man, all the way from Harnett County, Shawtown, North Carolina, 1133, man. I've been doing music for about, I want to say, close to like 9 years. I've been doing it as far as like engineering and producing, and I've been into the rapping side for about 5 years now, taking it serious.
Yeah, I definitely know you've been taking it seriously
I
recently.
was about to say, but he.
from Cali and back.
Yeah, I was about to say he's been out there, and I feel like you've been rapping way longer than that because I finished school in like 2013, and you
Yeah.
was rapping before then. So
For
what?
sure.
So what made the transition from you feeling like those years wasn't your serious point? Because when we was in college, you was making good music. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You definitely was. So what made the transition to where you feel like,
Mhm.
within the last 5 years, you taking it more serious?
For sure. I feel like really, to be honest, I grew up around music. My mom did music, played the piano, recorded songs or whatnot. So I've always grown up in that environment where music was always around me. So really, pre-college, I just was somebody that knew how to do it. You know what I'm saying? I was interested in it, and I knew how to do it, and I was doing it as a hobby, but really wasn't taking it as serious as I am now. And in 2015, after we graduated, and I moved to Cali, when I was out of my environment, you know what I'm saying? That's when I really started taking it serious. And
Okay.
yeah,
Because like I said, you was already making good music.
yeah,
'Cause
for sure.
I heard plenty of tracks
Yeah.
that you done lay down, and
You
I
on
actually
one
went-
with me for
Yeah,
sure.
I was about to say we
yeah.
even got a track.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
You're on a track.
Yo,
Yeah.
like take
Oh,
two,
we're
I'm-
playing that next week.
I'm
We're
not
fine.
even
You're gonna
saying
send that
the truth.
over, and we're gonna play that.
Yeah.
I'm not a rapper, but since we got history going to school together, he was just like, and this was when you was already in Cali.
Yeah.
He was just sending out like, yo, I got open verses, and I was just like playing with him like, yo, send me one. And the joint he sent me was crazy. Like, I was like, why would you send me this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought he would have sent me some that was like, not gonna say corny, but like
Yeah.
something that he really wouldn't mess with. But that was a
Yeah.
beat that he really went in on. You know what I'm saying? So when he sent it to me, I just felt blessed, and I was like, all right, forget it. And I just penned a dope verse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't even rap. And I went in my room, I laid it down and sent it right to him. And
Yeah.
when he sent it to me and the way he mixed it, I was like, yo, he must be really feeling that joint.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't even attempt to
for it.
try to rap on a track. Never.
I'm not even. Yeah, I
Never.
don't
I'm
rap
not a
like that.
rapper.
Like I tell you every week I produce. I don't rap, but he gave me that opportunity and shit. I ran with it because
For sure.
the song was fire. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Hey,
love,
you
for
just
sure.
take those opportunities when you can.
For sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, that was-
I've
that was
gotten
fun.
put in music videos before, and that's always awkward for me.
Yeah.
So I get it. So how did you like Cali? Obviously, I've heard a couple of different musicians in the North Carolina area have went out
Yeah.
there. What did you feel about that area?
Man, I felt right at home. When I first really started getting into rapping and whatnot, my older cousin put me on to music and put me on to artists like E40 and the Federation and artists from the Bay Area before I even thought about going to Cali. You know what I'm saying? So that was my early influence, what got me rapping and whatnot. So when it was time for me to go out there, I felt right at home. It was just meant to be, for real. I love it.
So what made you come back?
It keeps me grounded. Cali is a little bit faster than where we're from and whatnot. It keeps me grounded. I come home to get certain inspiration and whatnot, and things I learn from Cali, I bring home and use that, and vice versa. It keeps me grounded for sure.
So what do you feel has been some of the traits that's made you successful out there in Cali?
Standing for something, having something that you stand for, 100%.
And I have to admit, no offense to anybody from Cali, but I know there's a lot of fake ones out there.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, I was gonna
For
say,
sure.
how is it navigating out there in Cali? Because I know like you said, it's a little bit faster. But when you're dealing with the people, how is it? You know, what I'm
Yeah.
saying? How are they receiving you?
Yeah, when I first got out there, it was a little shaky. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking things that from North Carolina and whatnot, and comparing it to out there and trying to move a certain way. At first, it was shaky, but when you link up with the right people that see your vision and have the same mindset as you, everything goes smooth. And when that happened, it was smooth sailing since then. Yeah.
Now, have you ran into anybody from the Carolinas out there?
Yeah, I did
Really?
actually. Yeah, man. I was at a club one night in California, and somebody actually from Harnett County, where I'm from, was there, and we saw each other like what? Like it was
And if
crazy.
anyone knows that Harnett County area, that's kind of a smaller area.
Yeah, very
So to
small.
run into somebody that's from that area,
It was crazy.
that's crazy.
Yeah, crazy, man.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely.
So what have you been doing since you got back?
I've been back.
Are you working on a new project currently?
Yeah, I am. I just released a project with my homie Hunter Gang Mills, 2 sticks, 2 trays on all platforms. And right now I'm working on a solo album. He's working on a solo album as well, but I'm working on a solo album right now called Player Made. It's
Right.
dropping before the end of September.
Nice,
So
nice.
how far along are you with that project if it's coming out right now? Basically at the end
Man.
of September, bro.
Man, it's basically
It's
done,
done?
man. The way I work is basically done. I'm just putting the fine touches on it, you know what I'm saying, and getting it to where it goes in the direction I want it to go in right now, yeah.
So what was your inspiration for that specific album? Because like you said, you just came off the 2 sticks, 2 trays with your
Yeah.
homeboy.
Yeah.
So how was you able to reset yourself to go into album mode for yourself?
Really, man, player made. The inspiration is in the title, player made. Man, I've been blessed to come up around OGs and older people that really put me up on game. You know what I'm saying? And didn't try to lead me in the wrong direction and really showed me the way. You know what I'm saying? So player made is taking all the advice that I get from the OGs and all of that good knowledge and putting it into perspective into a whole album to where the next generation can learn from that as well. You know what I'm saying? For sure, it's just an album full of game. Like it's crazy. Player made, hey, it's crazy, bro. Word up.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a really good project
Yeah.
once it's
For
finalized.
sure.
And the thing I've always liked about you is that you're a very humble artist, you
yeah.
know, and that's not as easy to find nowadays.
Yeah.
So how do you feel like, obviously we're Carolina people
Mhm.
in here,
Mhm.
you know, and we're all about Southern hospitality, you
Yeah.
know. Do you feel that that's kind of overlooked in Cali? You know, that
With the humbleness.
the humbleness and the Southern hospitality, just kind of people stepping on top of each other versus not.
No, I don't. Actually, I feel like humbleness in North Carolina and humbleness in Cali, from my perspective, are like two different versions of humble. You feel what I'm saying? I'm humble when I'm in North Carolina, where I'm from. I'm humble because growing up, you know what I'm saying, I was a loner. You know what I'm saying? I was by myself a lot. Used to get picked on like in school and all that because I was weird and different and
I
whatnot.
think we're all a little weird.
Exactly. You feel me?
It's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Definitely. You know what I'm saying? So coming from that, like, you know what I mean? I'm humble because instead of me being the one to like pick on somebody or whatever the case may be, come down on somebody harsh, I've been the person that was done to for the longest, so much where I have a respect for just having respect. You know what I'm saying? So the humbleness in North Carolina, that's where that comes from. From, you know what I'm saying, being a loner growing up. I take that when I go to Cali. You know what I'm saying? The humbleness is respected out there. You know what I'm saying? As a real nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't out here not being yourself and all of that, it's respected when you yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I take that and I'm myself out there and it's respected and it opens hella doors for me for sure.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
What do you feel has been some of your challenges out there?
In Cali?
Yeah.
Man, to be honest,
Because I've heard from some people that it can be like being like a fish out of water.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Especially coming from the East Coast to the West.
yeah. Oh man, some of my challenges, to be honest. The highways for sure. The way the traffic and all of that, that was one of my challenges for sure at first. Like I almost got in a
I
couple
think
wrecks.
LA is like
Yeah, I was about
number
to say, that's
one on
one
the
of-
worst
one of the-
traffic, right?
One of
Yeah,
the biggest traffic jams when it's like rush hour, ain't it?
for sure. Yeah.
It's like
it's crazy.
them in Atlanta is like right there neck and neck.
Yeah, and I'm in the Bay. I'm out like in Oakland, San Francisco, so it's crazy out there. That was one of my first challenges. My second challenge, to be honest, was just getting used to the type of people. You know, they're more seasoned. You know, they're exposed to a lot of things early in life that coming from where I'm from,
You
people
wouldn't see.
aren't really. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. They're exposed to that right off the gate as babies. You know what I'm saying. So they're a little bit faster, and that took a little getting used to. But It's smooth.
But it seems like you're fitting in.
Yeah, for sure.
You're getting it down over there.
Yeah,
That is awesome. I can't wait to hear more about that
yeah,
California experience.
yeah,
Let's jump into one of your first tracks here that you sent us over. I
okay.
believe it's called He Can't.
Yeah,
Is that right?
yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that song.
He can't, man. I was in the studio one night. I had 30 minutes left on my session before it was time to go. And I played this beat produced by YZ. Shout out to YZ. And the first melody that came in my head was Jagged Edge. He can't love you like I love you. And I just took it and ran with it for the whole 30 minutes. And it,
Oh, word.
And
you know what I'm
definitely
saying?
took it in a different direction. I've heard
Yeah.
the song.
Yeah, the
It's
track was
definitely a
fire.
different direction
Yeah, wait till
than
you see the
Jagged
video.
Edge.
Yeah, the video is gonna be even more crazy.
When are you shooting the video?
I'm shooting the video this coming week.
Word, and that's
Yeah.
gonna be out here in North Carolina.
Yeah, it's gonna be in North Carolina
Word,
for
that's
sure.
right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's jump right into that track. It's Sauceman Bellafonte with He Can't.
Yeah. Oh. Hey. Hey. He can't fuck you like I fuck you, baby. You should know it's true. Cause you know your boyfriend is a lame. Me and him are not the same. You know what's up with me when I come through. Telling you he can't fuck you like I fuck you, baby. You should know it's true. Cause you know your boyfriend is a lame. Me and him are not the same. You know what's up with me when I come through. Telling you, girl, you know that nigga ain't the one for you. Bet you missed the way I make love to you. Got your neighbors trying to call 12. Had you screaming like I got a gun to you. I be hitting you from the back while I'm pulling your track. I know you like that. That little nigga you with is a bitch. He ain't with the shits. He ain't really like that. I'ma beat that pussy like it stole from me. Put your face in the pillow like that. Pussy wet as the sea. I bet he don't get you wetter than me. Better believe. Do you like Jody and Yvette? When I eat that, he ain't better than me. Bumping this WV. Make it rain down on me till you weak in the knees. He can't do you like I do you, hell no. You don't even really like him, you should leave him. I leave you more than satisfied every time. Girl, believe me when I tell you that he can't fuck you like I fuck you, baby. You should know it's true. Cause you know your boyfriend is a lame. Me and him are not the same. You know what's up with me when I come through. Telling you he can't fuck you like I fuck you, baby. You should know it's true. Cause you know your boyfriend is a lame. Me and him are not the same. You know what's up with me when I come through. Telling you.
And of course, that was Sauceman Bellafonte with the He Can't. Kind of threw me off. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, but that joint is fire. So you said that you got that beat, and that was like the first thing that came to your mind was
Yeah.
that. So you said that you grew up around a lot of music. So
Yeah.
was that is that era of the '90s? Does that really inspire you a
I
lot?
swear, yeah, it really does. But that's where I get the most influence from. You know what I'm saying? Just remembering riding with my mom like 4, 5, 6 years old. She playing like Brandy's first album, Jagged Edge's album, all these albums, New Edition, like all of that. Like it stuck with me for sure.
Word, that's
Those were
what's up.
some of the classics back then, I have to
Definitely.
say.
Definitely, for sure.
So, what were some of your hip hop influences in that time frame?
Tupac, definitely Tupac.
You picked like the number one, didn't
Yeah,
you?
I was about to say,
The
Everybody-
number one
everybody
artist.
say either
Yeah.
Tupac or Biggie, one of those two.
Yeah, Tupac, Ahmad, the guy that sings back in the day when
Yeah.
I was young. Ahmad, man, and just as far as R&B, like it's a mixture. You know what I'm saying? So Tupac, Ahmad, Jagged Edge, Keith Sweat.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Zap,
So it
Rock.
sounds like you more R&B influenced than more than rap influence.
It's equal.
It's equal?
definitely
Okay, cool.
equal, yeah.
Well, you have a lot of commercialism in your tracks, which is great.
Appreciate that,
I mean,
yeah.
that's going to give you a wide range
Yeah.
to really market it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you definitely seem like you took time to. Well, you've been always able to put a song together, but now it looked like you really perfected your craft.
For sure.
So, what was that? What took you to that point to actually perfect your craft the way that it is now?
Man, honestly, really just somebody bringing to my attention how talented I was. You know what I'm saying? And because, like I said, I was just doing it because I had the knowledge to do it. Really wasn't expecting anything from it. And then somebody brought to my attention how talented I was with it and where it can go. And I just went off of that. You know what I'm saying? I listen to the artists that I look up to and study them as far as melodies and cadences and stuff like that, and just incorporate that into my stuff as well.
Word.
Yeah.
So, I just lost my train of thought. That happens on live, on Facebook Live. So, have you done any type of shows out there? Obviously, with COVID and everything, obviously that's kind of put a damper on things. But before then, you obviously was out there in Cali.
Yeah.
You know, what were some of the shows you done out there? What are some of the venues you like out there?
Yeah. I performed at the Blue Lamp before in Sacramento, California. You know what I'm saying? That was one of my shows that I did out there. Other than that, I was really just moving around, like under the radar, as far as in circles of engineers and producers and stuff, being in the studios and watching what goes on. You know what I'm saying? So I was behind the radar. But as far as performances, yeah, the Blue Lamp was dope. Sacramento showed a lot of love.
Yeah, so I was gonna ask you about that because I remember at one point you had a job at a studio
Yeah.
engineering. So how was that circle working for you out there?
It was cool. It taught me a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? When I first got to Cali, I was interning at the Grill Studio in Emeryville, and that's a studio that was set up by Tupac and Richie Rich back in the '90s. You know what I'm saying? Mac Dre recorded there. A lot of legendary people recorded there. Too Short. You know what I'm saying? So when I first got there, you know what I'm saying, I was interning, so like I helped paint and, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
clean up and all of that. And at first I was impatient and ready to show them what I could do. But being in that situation for 3 months to where I couldn't touch anything and had to like help out and paint and do all this type of stuff taught me patience and taught me how to learn the atmosphere of different studios, because it's like that everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to actually say that. It seems like most internships are usually like that.
Yeah,
A
definitely.
lot of grunt work
Yeah,
in the beginning.
for sure.
So, did you get to kind of transition over to actually engineering at some point?
I did. I linked up. Shout out to Max. I linked up with an engineer named Max. Man, sat in for a session for a French artist, a French rap artist. That was different. He was rapping in French and whatnot. Sat in for that session, and that got my way into like touching the boards and
Wow.
being able to have my own session. So yeah, that was dope.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Have you thought about going overseas to do some stuff?
definitely. I actually have some opportunities overseas right now. I'm just getting some stuff ironed out with my passport. Shout out to Warp Records. You know what I'm saying? Trying to actually get over there as soon as possible to London. Peckham,
I was gonna
London.
ask you where you was gonna go.
Yeah, London, Peckham, London. Yeah.
Where that's what's up.
Mhm.
Well, the thing I've noticed in the past is a lot of the overseas people, they really love American music.
Yeah,
It's the influence, man.
Oh,
We got the culture here. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's everybody loves it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I've heard so many of them go over there and then they come back and they're just huge
yeah,
from their exposure overseas.
Yeah,
You
the
know,
exposure overseas, people don't like when they like music. They just like music. It's
Oh, yeah.
nothing about
Mhm.
anything. First of all, their social media is totally different than social media over here. So half the stuff that most people deal with over here, that with the way society is, at least in America, that are all negative and all that, they don't see that. They just, if you come over there and you being yourself and you giving them good music, that's where a lot of people really shine.
yeah,
Because you got a lot of artists who, for instance, an artist named A. Marie. You go to Germany, she's one of the biggest artists, and that's where she make her
Wow.
most music.
yeah,
I mean, make her most money from music.
yeah.
For us, so
lit.
it's like that.
that's where you need to go to make your money.
Definitely.
Go
yeah.
cross seas. That's
Right.
where you're
Especially
going to make
if
it.
people got the
Yeah.
exposure and the opportunity to do it. As long as you take advantage of it, bro, you can blow.
Yeah.
So, what's been one of your favorite artists in North Carolina that you've heard?
One of my
Because I'm
favorite-
going to tell you, like, as we've done this podcast week in, week out, I've noticed there is quite a bit of talent
Yeah.
Yes, man.
in the
people out here.
Carolinas.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew there was some, but I didn't realize how much.
Yeah, it's mad people out here.
My most favorite artist coming out of North Carolina, man. Twin.
Besides yourself.
Yeah, besides myself, for sure. Honey Gang Mills, man. That's my bro. We grew up from the same neighborhood. We just started doing music together last year, though. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the strongest people I know. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Trick, Hunnit, long live Banks. You know what I'm saying? He lost both of his brothers, which was twins. You know what I'm
Damn.
saying?
Wow.
And when his last brother passed away, me and him recorded one of our songs the day after. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the strongest people I know to be able to do that, like the day after, like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's definitely number one on my list. Since last year, I've seen his growth with different things, with messing with auto tune and changing his cadences and stuff. Like, that's definitely one of my favorite artists out of North Carolina right now. Honey Gang Mills for sure.
All right, so what type of labels have you been coming after you since you've been over in Cali? You've been making a little move because you've been had a little push you've been pushing yourself for a little minute. And you got a
Yeah.
little buzz. A lot of people like your music. So
Yeah.
who has been reaching out to you for like interest?
Man, I'm limited on what I can say about that. due to like little
Good old
obligations.
non-disclosures.
Yeah, NDAs, man. These NDAs is crazy. I'm limited on what I can say about that. I can't say. When it come to Cali, man, shout out to Sleep Dank. You know what I'm saying? Sick With It Records. You know what I'm saying? One of the OGs out there that work with E40. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shout out to him. I'm about to link with him and whatnot. But other than that, man, you gotta wait on it for
Right,
real.
right.
Yeah.
So, you
See,
about
he
to be
just
out
leaves
there
us
like that.
in
Yeah,
suspense.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
He's planning on coming back to the Not Yet Famous podcast, so he's like leading up to it.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
feel you.
definitely.
I feel
So,
it.
so I'm curious. How did you come up with your name?
My name.
Because I've heard from several people
was-
like that were looking at our calendar and
Mhm.
and seeing what we had coming up.
Yeah.
You know, they said that's a interesting name.
Yeah.
You know?
First of all, I've been asking him that question when we was in college
Yeah.
because he used to go by something else, and I was like, "Yo, where the
Yeah.
hell did you get this from?"
Yeah.
Yeah, so go ahead, tell us.
I was going by my nickname at first,
Yeah.
a nickname that my family called me. You know what I'm saying? Since
I remember
was,
it.
Yeah,
I
since I
remember
was
it.
young.
For real,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
real.
yeah. You
We're
know
not
what
gonna
I'm
put it
saying?
on blast
Yeah.
on the podcast. We'll be nice.
For sure, you know what I'm saying? But as I got older and grew and started like getting exposed to more things, that name changed into Sauceman. You know what I'm saying? That name personifies my personality. You know what I'm saying? Being smooth. Where I'm from, Showtown, you know what I'm saying? My granddaddy is known for being one of the coolest dudes ever. He's a legend in my hood for
Word.
being just a cool dude that didn't bother nobody. You know what I'm saying? Just a cool, smooth, player ass dude. And I'm carrying that torch. So that name Sauceman is like me carrying that torch. It personifies just being smooth, man. Like in my own lane. You know what I'm saying? Not really unbothered. You know what I'm saying? Being just cool as hell. Bellafonte came along later on when I got my style together. You know what I'm saying? As far as like how I want to look, how I want to dress, like how I want to present myself.
For
I
real.
put that Bellafonte with it. You know what I'm saying? So Sauceman really personifies my personality. You know what I'm saying? How I come across, how I talk, how my first impression on people. And Bellafonte brings it full circle with the style and how I dress and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, the name rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
It definitely does.
Sauceman
Definitely.
Bellafonte.
It's something people will
And people
remember.
will remember that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
appreciate that.
Yep.
And it's not hard to Google.
Yeah.
Yeah, you pull that up and somebody else got that name. That's wild.
Yeah,
bro.
for sure.
That was
That's going to make you wonder.
Yeah,
They
definitely.
may have came after your name at that point.
Yeah, man.
So we're going to jump into your next track that you sent us. Wade in the Water, I believe it is.
Yeah, man.
Tell us about this track before we jump into it.
Wade in the water. I was in the studio one night, late night, and I grew up in church. My grandma, Lillington First Baptist. I grew up in church, so my love for music started in church, hearing those melodies, those harmonies, and whatnot. So it's still in me. You know what I'm saying? So hearing that beat, I just heard Wade in the Water, like the gospel song, and I decided to turn it around into like an R&B song where I'm talking to a female, telling her I want to wade in her water. And it's gonna be brought full circle when you see the video. A lot of my songs like sound like dope and are pleasing to the ear and whatnot, but the way I make my songs is thinking of the visual first. So a lot of my songs really won't make sense until you see the video. The video's gonna be like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying?
So like, now it makes sense.
Yeah, this is one of those songs. But as far as auditorily, like when you hear it, you know what I'm saying? I took the Wade in the Water song, the gospel song, and turned it into an R&B song for sure.
This is going to be exciting. Let's jump straight into it. It's Wade in the Water by Sauceman Bellafonte.
For sure.
Say man, it's your baby mama's favorite DJ, DJ T Money. Drop that shit. Wade in your water, wade in your water, girl, I wanna wade in your water. No cap, no joking. Wade like the ocean, I wanna wade in your water. Wade in your water, girl, I wanna wade in your water. Yeah. No cap, no joking. Wade like the ocean, I wanna wade in your water, babe. Treat your body like a gift. Baptize me in your love, little mama. Wash away all my sins. Took a body of forbidden fruit, got me feeling some type of way. Drowning all in your holy water. When you moan, I hear angels sing. Yeah, before I get offended, gotta test it. Your ex-man's in the past, don't test me. Swear it's heaven on earth when you're next to me. Got me singing hallelujah when you're sexy. God made you, he was showing out. Giving hate, know something they can talk about. Got me touched by an angel like Della Reese. God's child, but I know that she the devil niece. Yeah. In your water, girl, I wanna wade. In your water, wanna wade. No got no joking, wade like the ocean, no wade. In your water, wade. In your water, said I wanna wade. In your water, no cap, no joking, wade like the ocean, I'm trying to wade. I wanna wait, said I wanna wait, yeah, I wanna wait. Yeah, yeah.
And of course, that was Wade in the Water, Sauceman Bellafonte. Looks like we have DJ T Money on there as well.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out DJ T Money. Man.
Really good track. I like that.
Yeah, that joint was ill. So you said you got a lot of that inspiration from the gospel because you grew up in church. So what are some of your favorite gospel artists?
Man, to be honest, I don't even really know the names. I just know the
Just
songs.
know the song.
Yeah, like Bomb and Gilly. You know that one song? Like I
Okay.
love that. You know what I'm saying? Let go, let God. I'm so in the moment. Like I don't really know the names, but when I hear it, it's like it's on and popping for sure.
So was that a really big influence? Is the church setting
Yeah,
for you?
yeah, definitely.
Are you still in church?
Not. I mean, because of coronavirus, I can't go to church.
Yeah, ain't nobody getting out anywhere.
Yeah.
And
Shut down, bro.
Yeah,
they praying from home. That's what they're doing.
definitely. But I'm definitely there in spirit though.
All right, so we spoke about how you was big on engineering when you got to Cali and all that. So this project, are you recording and engineering yourself?
Yeah,
'Cause-
yeah, definitely.
And is there any songs that you produced yourself?
Yeah, there will be. Yeah, 50% of it is me engineering it myself, producing it myself. The other 50%, shout out to Gary Too Scary. I fuck with Gary Too Scary out of the Ville. Dope engineer, hella dope. You know what I'm saying? So if you hear that tag at the beginning, that's Gary for sure. 50% me, 50% Gary.
Awesome. So I want to kind of change topics a little bit and talk a little bit about what's in the news media currently
Yeah.
with the social injustice. And, I kind of want to get your perspective on that.
Yeah.
From a white person perspective, I completely get what's going on. And, I support the black community
Yeah.
in all of the protesting, everything that they're doing.
Yeah.
Because it's time.
Yeah.
It's long overdue.
Yeah.
How do you feel about all the protesting in just a generalized sense?
I support it 100%. Anybody fighting for change, I support that. You know what I'm saying? Coming up, even with my struggle when it comes to music, you know what I'm saying? I had to fight for change as well. So that's definitely something that I relate to. You know what I'm saying? I do believe the media spins certain things.
Entirely too much, I believe.
Yeah, to get a certain reaction out of people and stuff. So I feel like if people can get past the spin and get past the media aspect of it and really sit within yourself and think about what's going on without being influenced by the media and all of this, then we can really find common ground for real.
Yeah. Well, there just was a shooting recently. Guy got shot
with,
7 times in the back.
Yeah.
Jacob Blake.
Yeah,
that's his
Jacob
name,
Blake.
Jacob Blake.
Yeah.
Paralyzed from the waist down now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But see, that's a good thing. At least he didn't lose his life out of that, but it was still a senseless shooting.
I mean,
Yeah.
7
You know what I'm saying?
times.
So,
I mean, 7 times in the
makes no
back. Like,
sense.
Yeah.
I just don't personally get it. When a lot of this stuff started happening, especially when George Floyd happened,
Mhm.
it made me reevaluate my own perspective.
Yeah.
Personally, not a racist bone in my body.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it opened my eyes to that I have white privilege and I didn't even know it.
Yeah.
It really
Right.
opened your eyes.
It takes a lot to say, Jeff.
So
So,
people don't realize it.
Mhm.
It's only getting worse. Because nobody's stepping up to do anything.
Yeah.
So I commend all the people out there on the front lines that are out there protesting.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you do have some knuckleheads out there that are burning stuff down and
Yeah.
making it look
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
But
Yeah, that's worse.
Yeah.
But it's something that needs to happen.
It's a slippery slope, man.
Yeah.
I feel like
Agreed.
a lot of people step up, but it's different versions of stepping up. A lot of people step up in ways
The wrong
where
way.
when you want to help somebody, but you want to be seen and
Yeah.
all of that. I feel like it's gonna take a role model that doesn't care about being seen and doesn't care about social media and the praise and the validation from what they're doing. It's gonna take a pure person to really step up and be a role model and
Yeah.
change what's going
Well,
on.
and I wish I would see more celebrity musicians, actors actually using their
Yeah.
platform
Yeah.
to help this change. You saw that. I don't know if you guys saw it, but the NBA they
Yeah,
basically
they had
didn't play.
they protested.
Yeah. Word.
They stopped. It was like I think like Wednesday or Thursday. There was no games for like 2 days.
Yeah.
Wow.
They just got playing back the ball today.
Wow.
You know what I'm
That's
saying? They
crazy.
just said they was like they're not canceling or they're not like skipping. They're actually like protesting games. So I
Yeah.
don't even think that they're gonna run those games back.
Yeah, that's.
I gotta look further into it because I haven't been paying attention because I've been working. But
Mm-hmm.
I think that they just said we're not gonna play.
Wow.
And
Well, you know how you affect change, right?
Yeah.
It's hitting them at the bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what's the most important thing to all these people?
Mm-hmm.
Money.
And it wasn't even just on basketball. Like I think like hockey didn't play. I think baseball didn't play. I think like even soccer didn't even play that day. So it was like
You're seeing a lot of
a lot
the
of people.
crossover sports. Just they're all jumping into it now because they realize that it's time.
Yeah.
yeah, man.
And now if we could just get rid of that president, then we would be good.
Man, yeah.
So jumping into your next track, I want to jump into it. It's a single you sent me
Yeah.
called "Trust Issues."
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
Let's hear about that song. Tell us about it.
Trust issues, man. This is gonna be my next single, heavily promoted, man. It speaks for itself for real when you hear the lyrics. Just going through a lot when it comes to trusting the wrong people, putting your faith in the wrong people, even though that's needed in life. You know what I'm saying? The good and the bad. You learn from the bad just as much as the good. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what I'm talking about in a way that people can relate to it and push through it the same way I did.
And
Awesome.
When did you record this track? Because it definitely got that Cali feel.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I'm
recorded
saying?
this track 3 days ago.
3 days ago. Word. That's
Well,
what's
and
up.
you sent it to me
Yeah,
that quick.
yeah.
And it's getting released here first, people, on
For
the Not
sure.
Yet Famous podcast.
World premiere.
Trust Issues, Sauceman Bellafonte. Here we go.
Tell me you love me, gotta prove this shit first. Can't even count how many times I've been hurt. So many people drag my name through the dirt. Did me so dirty, man, that shit was the worst. Was down and out at times I thought I was cursed. But still I had to keep it pushing like birth. These niggas faking like we homies, they don't even know me. Trust issues got me feeling like I'm better off lonely. Sitting by myself like damn, my nigga. Never thought that you do me like that, my nigga. Swear to God I treated you like fam, my nigga. You needed something, give you my last, my nigga. Lesson learned, mama told me everybody ain't your friend. Nowadays it's like niggas don't even really know what loyalty is. Starting to think I'm better off on my own, yeah. But shout out to my nigga Mills, that's my bro, yeah. Always kept it real with me, always hold me down. But from now on out, tell me you love me, gotta prove that shit first. Can't even count how many times I've been hurt. So many people drag my name through the dirt. Did me so dirty, man, that shit was the worst. Was down and out at times I thought I was cursed. But still I had to keep it pushing like birth. These niggas faking like we homies, they don't even know. Oh no, trust issues got me feeling like I'm better off lonely. I know these niggas ain't really my niggas. I know these bitches ain't really my bitches. And they got my back while they stabbing me in it. Telling me lies, trying to hide bad intentions. If you don't fuck with me, then stay the fuck from around me. Smile in my face, but when I leave, they try to down me. Niggas plotting on the money I be counting. She get these sometimes I feel like I be drowning, yeah. Ay, trust issues got my head fucked up. Ay, tired of motherfuckers showing fake love. Ay, niggas changed on me. Never thought that you would go against the grain, homie. Yeah. Lately, I've been feeling like I don't know who I can trust. Shit is crazy. But from now on out, tell me you love me, gotta prove this shit first. Ay, can't even count how many times I've been hurt. Ay, so many people drag my name through the dirt. Did me so dirty, man, that shit was the worst. Was down and out at times I thought I was cursed. But still I had to keep it pushing like birth. These niggas faking like we homies, they don't even know me. Trust issues got me feeling like I'm better off lonely.
And of course, that was Trust Issues by the one and only Sauceman Bellafonte.
Yeah.
Love that track, man. That is an awesome track.
Thank
That
you,
joint is fire, bro.
Appreciate that.
That's radio ready, man,
Yeah,
right
yeah,
there.
it sure
That's
is.
radio ready.
Appreciate that.
All right, so you said you graduated college in 2015.
Yeah.
So what was your experiences that you took from college that you take with you every day? You know, that's something that you asked me out there, so I'm gonna ask you that same question here, bro.
I mean, I'm an only child. Growing up, I was an only child and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? When I got to high school, I got in some trouble in high school and like got kicked out of high school. So I had to go to a private school. You feel me? Like a private like Christian academy to graduate. And I was like the oldest person there until I graduated. Like it was nothing but little kids.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? For 4 years, nobody to you know what I'm saying, whatever. So when it comes to college, being an only child and coming from that, you know what I'm saying? Like the one thing, if I had to personify my whole college experience with one word, it would be empathy. You know what I'm saying? Being able to put yourself in other people's shoes. You know what I'm saying? And I hate that I had to learn it so late, like in college, because of my high school situation and shit. But I'm still thankful for it. Like,
But
empathy.
you learned it.
Yeah,
That's the most
definitely.
important thing.
Definitely.
Empathy, bro. Like empathy, being able to put yourself in other people's situations and being able to help other people the way you would want to be helped by somebody else, even when it seemed like your help ain't coming. Be somebody else's help. You know what I'm saying? For sure, that's what I learned. For
Nice.
sure.
So, what do you feel like has been one of the biggest lessons you've learned in the music business so far? You know, obviously you've been doing a while now.
Yeah,
You know, I feel like every musician learns something. There's that one lesson
yeah,
that hits them, and it kind of changes their perspective
yeah.
on things. What do you feel that's been for you?
Two things for real. The first thing is patience. I had to learn patience because the time scale when it comes to the music industry, for example, like I was dealing with Sony at a certain point in time, dealing with an A&R from Sony, and we were working and whatnot. And when somebody in the industry tells you, this is what I learned from my point of view. When somebody in the industry tells you like, I want to do this, I want to do that, I'm gonna hit you back. We gonna link. You know what I'm saying? The industry time frame is way different from the just regular time frame of us just, you know what I'm saying? I might hit you and tell you I want to work with you, and I'm gonna hit you back, and I hit you back in 2 days.
Yeah.
In the industry, motherfuckers so busy. Somebody say they hit you back 2 days, to them is like 2 months. You know what I'm saying? So being having to wait, you know what I'm saying, with different situations where I thought it was taking so long, but on their time frame, that's normal.
regular
Like
stuff, yeah.
that taught me patience for real. Like definitely.
So how many situations have you gotten yourself into as far as like industry people? Have you gotten your hand in a big pot with a lot of people?
Yeah, definitely. I've been in, I want to say like 4 major situations.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? I'm in my 4th right now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So previously, like 3 major situations. I was in a situation where, shout out to Propane Media. I was fucking with Propane Media. Man, my shit got introduced to L.A. Reid, Chubby Baby with Hitco.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? I was blessed enough to where they heard my shit, gave me their opinion. You know what I'm saying? So I've been in some major situations, but at the same time, I'm not really like thirsty, and I'm not attracted by the glitz and the glamour and all of that.
Yeah.
I got my business down pat. You know what I'm saying? So I can bob and weave through all the bullshit and all of that enough to know, like, no matter who it is hitting me up, I know what I need to do to get myself and my family straight, no matter what they putting in my face. You know what I'm
Well, you
saying?
know, a lot of times you're better off just being independent.
Yeah,
You know, things have
especially
changed
nowadays.
so much
Yeah.
in the last decade.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? When I first started the music industry, a deal was it.
yeah.
That was the final goal.
For
Was you wanted a deal. Now you got independent artists making more than major artists sometimes.
yeah.
First of
for
all,
sure, yeah.
just the fact that you are able to just record at home, you know what I'm saying? So how has that helped you going through college, you know what I'm saying, homing your skills of, you know,
'Cause I think
recording
even
and
back in
engineering?
college, it was hard to have a setup, you know,
Yeah,
because
it
it was
was.
expensive.
It
You know,
was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so how has it all changed from then to now?
Man, shout out to Mr. B. Y'all remember Mr.
Yeah,
B?
Mr.
Craig
B.
Brandywine.
Craig
man.
Brandywine.
You know what I'm saying? He really, that was one of the teachers, one of my music teachers, of course, John Taylor.
Yeah, John Taylor.
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But Craig Brandywine really gave me the information in a way that I could receive it
Mhm.
to where I could just take it with me to this day. You know what I'm saying? Years later. You know what I'm saying?
I felt like John Taylor was one of those ones that was hard to read.
yeah,
You couldn't tell
yeah,
if he was in a
Yeah.
good mood, a bad mood. You couldn't
yeah,
tell.
yeah. But
But
that was
he knew his
practice.
stuff though.
Yeah, that was
that's
practice.
What, that's what
Yeah.
they was trying to do, just show us that, you know, people was like that in the industry. But John
Definitely.
Taylor, he was kind of hard. But Brandywine, he was a good teacher, man.
Yeah.
He was a good
He really wanted you to learn it.
Yeah,
Definitely.
You know, and from my perspective, coming from a managerial background,
Mhm.
learning recording arts, there was a couple different classes where he actually asked me if that's what I was there for.
Yeah.
He's like, "Are you sure this is what you want to be learning? 'Cause
Yeah.
this is not you."
That's
Yeah.
my dude, man. I video called him the other day. You remember Bars, right?
Yeah.
I was with Bars. We video called him. His daughter worked at Crabtree Mall. I met her. You know what I'm saying? That was cool. Shout out to Craig Brandywine, man.
And he has Center Sound Records, I believe.
Yeah,
It's his company.
definitely. Man.
So awesome. Well, it's been an amazing interview.
Mhm.
We're getting
real.
close to the end. A couple things. Next week we have Cujo the Great coming in. He'll be here next Saturday. Craig, you want to tell us a little bit about him?
That's my brother-in-law. You know, he's a dope rapper. He's been rapping for a while. You know, he got a nice little style to him. So I'm just gonna bring him up here so that he can introduce himself and all that. But he basically is trying to navigate through getting into the just doing something with this music. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let him explain more about himself
Awesome.
when he come up.
And of course, just a reminder, if you haven't done so, if you are a musician, entertainer, business owner, and you want to be on the Not Yet Famous podcast, we are still booking. It's further out now. It's into November. But hit us up, Not Yet Famous, at TorenzoBrands.com. And of course, Sauceman Bellafonte. Let's hit them up with that social media so they know where to find you.
Yeah.
That way you can sell this new album when it comes out.
For sure. SoundCloud.com/Sauce91. iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, Spotify, of course, Sauceman Bellafonte. All of my projects are up there. YouTube, Sauceman Bellafonte. Twitter, Sauceman Bellafonte. I can do some shout-outs real quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
definitely.
Look, man, hey, shout out. Happy birthday to my bro, OG Coffee, man. Mark Anthony. My bro, Mark Anthony, it's his birthday today. Shout out to him.
Happy birthday from the Not Yet Famous podcast.
For sure. Happy birthday. I told him I was going to shout him out and whatnot, man. Shout out to the whole hood, 1133, Shawtown, 100 Gang Mills. You know what I'm saying? All my bros out there. You feel me? For sure. Shout out to all my family in Cali, Dave, Big Jaw, everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw my shout out to
appreciate you.
Real. That's always
Yeah.
on the poster.
Oh, yeah. And before I forget, man, shout out to Herbal Bliss, man. Herbal Bliss. You know what I'm saying? My
I
shirt.
heard a little something about that.
Yes,
so why don't you
man.
why don't you tell the audience about that?
Herbal Bliss, we got some samples in here, man. My friends, they make these this body butter. You know what I'm saying? It's like for exfoliation and moisturization. Herbal Bliss is crazy, man. It's wow.
It's
Like,
been said on the Not Yet Famous podcast.
Where
Sales are about
where
to
can the
increase.
people find that? Like, what's their website or
the
social
website.
media? All
What's
that?
the website for Herbal Bliss, buddy? We getting the website together. It's getting
word.
together
Alright.
as we speak. It's under construction. It's very new.
So of course, everybody watching, make sure you tune in for that.
Yeah.
There's gonna be more information on
Herbal
that, and of
Bliss.
course, you can always email us. We can give you some information on that as well.
Yeah, Herbal Bliss.
With that being said, I think that's pretty much it
Yeah,
for
bro,
the
we
Not Yet
appreciate you
Famous
coming through,
podcast.
dog. It's been a,
Appreciate y'all.
You've been
long time, my
episode
guy.
10, so we are at 10
Yeah.
episodes in.
Yep,
Yeah,
10
10,
down.
that's
You know
what's
what I'm
up.
saying? 10
Speaking
them
of
things in the
episodes
books.
in, 25th episode of the Not Yet Famous podcast, December
December
12th.
12th.
We're still working on the lineup. The show's going to be a little bit longer than normal, but we're going to have a couple guests on the Not Yet Famous podcast. And, of course, it's going to be one of the last shows that we do live on Facebook prior to us going over
Transitioning
to
to
YouTube.
So
And-
you can check out all the previous videos on YouTube, Not Yet Famous Podcast. So make sure you go there. You know what I'm saying? Get them views up.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. And, of course, if you do not know so already, that night of the 25th episode, we're going to give away 5 $25 gift cards to our viewers watching on Facebook Live, so make sure you tune in.
For sure. My daughters are watching right now too, man. So hey, shout out London, Layla, Sanaya, Cadence. You know what I'm saying? I love y'all. Daddy love y'all. I'll be home soon.
You got a list of shout-outs.
yeah,
Yeah, bro.
definitely,
list.
man. I gotta show love. Gotta pay my dues.
But you
what's
just
up.
keep a track of it before you got here. Like, I got to shout this person
Yeah,
out.
mental note. Made a mental note
I
for
was about to say,
sure.
if those your peoples, you got to know who to shout out, man.
For sure.
So when do you head back to Cali?
I head back to Cali. I'm gonna be there before October the 12th. I got some stuff to handle, so I will be leaving in October for sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming on the Not Yet Famous podcast.
Yeah.
Real,
It was
bro.
so great to have you.
Thank you.
been a
Everybody, make
minute,
sure you
dog,
tune
so-
in next week for the Not Yet Famous podcast live on
Yeah.
Facebook at 8:30 p.m.
Yeah.
And, of course, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and conclude this podcast with, of course, as always, make sure you go hard, grind daily, and, of course, get famous. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Peace out,
for
people.
sure. For sure.